Quickly. Ladies and gentlemen, in this video we're going to talk about some footballing news that has just broken about Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba is a French football player who plays for the Italian team Juventus. And in this video we're going to talk about what's happened, and I'm also going to give my thoughts on the matter. You can also give your thoughts in the comment section. You need to take this free kick because I'm also playing EA Sports FC 24 at the time. The next game for Juventus is against Napoli and they're playing away, which is the reason why I've got this on screen at the moment, playing EA Sports FC 24. And Pogba is not in this lineup because his ban is already in place. So let's talk about exactly what's happened and also give some thoughts on this information. So of course, Paul Pogba being banned from the game of football. Football is his livelihood, it's his career, it's what he has been living. Football is a lifestyle. He is a professional football player. This is definitely going to affect him in many different ways, not only because he can't play the game, but because he cannot be involved in the game as well. There are different things that come into play when you, as a football player or whatever your career is, you've been removed from it, you can no longer get involved. Not just about the money and the livelihood and what you've built, but also that passion that you have for the sport and what you're involved in. Being able to play the game is going to be a huge thing for this professional football player, and that's now been removed for him. Yes, of course you can play an unsanctioned game of football elsewhere, but it's not the same, especially when you're a professional football player competing. You are an athlete, it's what you do, so that's definitely going to take away from it. It's going to be a painful thing for him to watch the game and not be involved, especially when you're watching your squad mates, your teammates, and of course your managers, all the things that go into the beautiful game. You're going to miss that because you're not going to be a part of it. So my heart goes out to Paul Pogba because of this, and being able to, go forward is definitely something that he should focus on. He should maybe focus on what he can do to, either continue his career after the 4-year ban. But at this current moment in time, Paul Pogba is 30 years old. Football players typically retire around 30 onwards, so 4 years it means it's going to be 34. I'm currently 33 years old, so I'm 3 years older than Paul Pogba. So to just give you an idea of football retiring age and how much 4 years can do to you, not playing the game at a high level is also going to go against him as well if he wants to get involved in the game on a later date. It also could affect his reputation when he wants to get involved in the game in other ways. Maybe he wanted to go into management or just be involved in the club. This is going to go against him as well because a doping allegation is a huge allegation. It basically damages your credibility going forward in the game. There is a lot that you can do in the game of football, but of course when you've been, being disciplined in this way is definitely going to harm him. So again, heart goes out to him. Now, the substance that has gone against him is testosterone. Now, testosterone can be, it is illegal to take additional testosterone, especially at this level, when you're playing at this level of football. I don't have all of the information on the testosterone itself, and I'm also not going to give awareness on any doping, so I have to be really careful about what I say here because I don't want to, give additional information about doping. But what I can say is it is illegal in most sports to take additional substances that will give you an unfair advantage. What it's about is keeping the game fair, or keeping sports and make physical activities fair. And that's what this is about. This is why there is a harsh sentencing against Paul Pogba in this case. So we have some information online that I can also read upon as well to give you some additional information. As I've said, Paul Pogba is a French football player who plays for the Italian team Juventus. So of course he is no longer in that lineup. What extra additional information do we have at this moment? Now, there are different news sources that are reporting on it. Of course, the British are definitely reporting on it. So we have the Mirror, we have BBC, the Independent are all reporting on it right now. Of course, I'm giving this news because as a fan of the beautiful game, I also want to chime in and give my 2 cents on this news that has now broken. Now, Paul Pogba has worldwide fame from the game as well. So we don't have the information of how long apparently his testosterone levels were at this level. I'm also not going to make any accusations as well because I don't have that information. People shouldn't do that when you don't have information about something. Don't make jump to conclusions and such. But the sentencing is quite harsh, and it's very it's very final. It's very like right now. Paul Pogba, I think, of course, will try to appeal this, but there have been cases where, other sports athletes have, come forward to say that they haven't taken any additional supplements to give them this unfair advantage, in this case testosterone. There have been different cases that I've seen or paid attention to where, for example, boxers have said, well, I haven't taken this, I don't have any instances where I can remember that I've taken this substance and so forth, and I was just eating so and so food. So that is something that I think is also very important for athletes to pay attention to. Always be careful about what you ingest, because your body is a part of your career. So looking after yourself and making sure that you aren't ingesting something that may be illegal or go against you in some doping or drug tests going forward for the athletes and football players is definitely something players should also pay attention to, because there might be something in foods, there might be something in energy drinks, there might be something in these foods that you're ingesting that you don't know is in there, that will then give you a higher advantage over another player, and you could also have something that spikes in your system, and that could also go against you because you have unknowingly ingested something that is against your sport and gives you an unfair advantage. And that is why the ruling is so harsh. Being an athlete is not easy in terms of what you are digesting in your system, and making sure that you are being very, very careful about what you're eating, drinking or ingesting. There are many different things that you can do to your body externally that can affect your body internally. So as an athlete on the pitch or off the pitch or in a different sport, do pay attention to that, because they're not messing around with these doping tests. So Paul Pogba, I've heard, is trying to go forward to maybe appeal this decision, but of course from what I'm hearing in reading in these articles, it's not going to be a favourable decision. So 4-year ban is what he has. So let's have a look now at some of one of the news sources that we have. Paul Pogba banned Juventus midfielder shocked by 4-year suspension for doping. So as I said, it's a harsh sentencing. The French international 30 was provisionally suspended in September after a drugs test found elevated levels of testosterone in his system. Everything I have built in my professional career has been taken away from me, he said in a statement. A former Manchester United player added he would appeal. Well, the former Manchester United player, because Pogba used to play for United as well. They just like to put that in as well. It's maybe they just want to, slight Man United a little bit with that statement. I don't understand why you'd actually put that. But then again, it's also going to bring eyes to the article. So that might have been the reason why they put that in there, because Man United is a huge team here in the UK. Pogba was randomly tested after Juventus's first match of the season on the 20th of August. Randomly. So this is a random drug test as well. So that means that somebody was suspecting or had made a judgment on Pogba to say, yeah, we should probably test him right now, or just maybe they're doing random drug tests in the sport right now. I do not know. But that, there's positives to that. And I think that should also be done in other sports, because there are other sports that you look at some athletes and you're like, are you sure they're clean? You know what I mean? So, if you're going to start randomly drug testing football players, then why not in other sports and other, athletics as well? That should be a thing. If you're going to do that. Like, you know what I mean? Don't just commit to one sport when we're doing this sort of thing. But of course, different regulating bodies and different bodies that are in charge of these sports will do things in different ways. Maybe it was the club who decided to do that. Maybe it was the governing board of football that decided to do that. Who knows? So there are many different heads behind the game of football that, make these decisions. That's just something I thought, in reading this article, stuck out to me straight away. Juventus told the BBC they received notification from the anti-doping tribunal on Thursday morning. So this has been in the works for a while. It's currently, at the time of making this video, we are There is a lot that goes into this game, so heart goes out to all of the players that have been affected, the family and the family of Paul Pogba and the fans as well. Heart goes out to everybody with this news that has been broken. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Thank you for watching this one. This has been a new type of video that I thought I'd do. Of course, I'm I watch football myself. I watch more football when I'm playing the EA Sports FC 24 game as well. So thank you for watching. See you in the next one, guys.